Good evening, Bahamas. Coming up tonight on our news. An eventful night at the PLP rally.
The Free National Movement hosts a mass rally here in San Salvador. That story is coming up tonight. Straight ahead.
Plus, 2 people charged in connection with that Water Street drug bust.
Our news is brought to you by Alive, the nation's newest and best LTE network.
Good to be alive.
Welcome to our news and thanks for joining us. I'm Christina McNeil. Topping news tonight, Progressive Liberal Party supporters rallied on R.M. Bailey Park last night. Several candidates took the stage, including Marathon Member of Parliament Jerome Fitzgerald, who remained defiant in the face of damning reports that have targeted the Education Minister and his family. Jasmine Brown reports.
He's been attacked, but he still stands. I'm talking about the Marathon Man. Help me make welcome Jerome Kennedy Fitzgerald.
I'm so sad he does a rock. They just can't stop me now.
Fitzgerald was accompanied on the stage by his mother last night, who, according to the Tribune, was handed a National Insurance Board deal in 2012. Fitzgerald has been shrouded in controversy in recent days, despite this latest revelation and last week's email scandal, where it was revealed he solicited former Bahamar developer Sarkis Ismarillion for his father's business. The Marathon MP remained defiant.
Every day I get the paper, I see they calling my name. I see now the whole PLP and the whole of the FNM fixated on Fitzgerald. But you know, dog don't bark at Parker. They fixated on Fitzgerald because they don't have any plans or ideas on how to move our country forward.
While quoting Bible scripture, he also declared that he is determined to stay focused and emerge as the next MP for Marathon.
Marathon, I love you. I love you. Come election day, when the votes are counted, all I want to hear is Fitzgerald, 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 PLP, PLP, PLP.
While Fitzgerald was on the defensive, fellow PLP candidates were on the attack as they questioned FNM leader Dr. Hubert Minnis' ability to run the country.
Dr. Hubert Minnis.
Hubert Minnis.
But there were lighter moments at last night's rally that included serenading and dancing.
Jesus. Jesus. You can't test this MP. You can't test this MP. You can't test this MP. You can't test this MP.
Even Prime Minister Perry Christie and Deputy Prime Minister Philip Brave Davis got into the festive mood.
We going straight through with the PLP.
How y'all doing, PLPs? How are you doing? Let me ask you something. Is the Bahamas going gold in 2017?
Reporting for our news, I'm Jasmine Brown.
Well, National Security Minister Bernard Nottage caused widespread concern last night after slurring and appearing incoherent at several points during his rally speech.
I say to the prison officers that you have worked very hard for us, and you deserve to get your reward.
PLP Chairman Bradley Roberts confirmed to our news that Nottage was suffering from dehydration. Roberts says Nottage, who is 71 years old, has been traveling a lot for the PLP's national election campaign. He says the Bainstown and Grantstown incumbent was taken home to rest shortly after his speech was cut short.
So that they would be able to get jobs when they leave that cinnamon. So, my PLP, I have come to you with a night.
The National Security Minister was scheduled to speak at a police officer's funeral at St. Barnabas Anglican Church this morning. However, he was unable to attend. Robert says it's unclear when Nottage will return to the campaign trail. And Royal Bahamas Police Force officers will finally get their overtime pay for working 12-hour shifts in 2013 and 2014. Prime Minister Perry Christie said last night the first round of payments will be issued on May 29th.
The payments will be in 2 tranches. The first payment on the 29th of May, and the second payment will be in the next budget cycle for officers who are deceased, who died. And for those who were retirees, they will get paid in full.
The police force introduced the shifts in response to a dramatic rise in violent crime in 2013. News of the payouts comes less than 2 weeks before the next general election and days before officers head to the advanced polls on May 3rd. It also follows a court battle that ended last May when the Court of Appeal upheld a landmark Supreme Court ruling ordering the government to compensate police officers for working those 12-hour shifts.
In reviewing the options available to the government, it became apparent that issuing days off in lieu of pay would create a significant challenge in meeting our policing objectives. Consequently, the government has determined that as it is not feasible to grant days off in lieu of overtime, it will pay police officers for the period of them working in excess of 40 hours during the period of 12-hour shifts.
In addition to those payouts, Christie also announced that there are more promotions on the way for members of the armed forces. Meanwhile, over on San Salvador, the Free National Movement also held a rally last night. Here's Giorgio Bain.
Free National Movement Party leader Dr. Hubert Minnis told his party supporters here at his mass rally in San Salvador that their incumbent MP represents everything that signifies the past and everything significant about his party.
Scores of party supporters turned out to the rally site in anticipation of their leader's arrival, while others circled the small island in a motorcade honking their horns. Minnis took to the stage to address supporters despite battling a sore throat.
Brave Davis represents the old. He represents the past, and he represents the no-good, corrupt practices of the PLP. His season is up, and Brave got to go. Godville is ready and will serve you well. He has proven that he is dedicated and will fight for you.
After endorsing F&M candidate for Cat Island, Rum Key, and San Salvador, Gadville McDonald, Minnis set his sights on the incumbent Deputy Prime Minister Philip Brave Davis, whom he says does not deserve another 5 years.
I have said it before, and I will say it again and again and again. Perry Christie, Brave Davis, and this PLP has without a doubt been the worst and most corrupt government since independence.
Davis has held the seat for several terms, but according to Minnis, he is positive that San Salvador has gone red and will be counted in his party's winning column on May 10th.
We simply cannot survive another 5 years of Brave Davis and this corrupt, inept PLP government. We need you to know more than ever before, and I know that you will not let the F&M down.
Reporting from San Salvador for our news, I'm Giorgio Bain.
In other news, 2 people have been charged in connection with this week's $390,000 drug bust in Big Pond. April Sands reports.
41-year-old Tamiko Horton and 25-year-old Chantel Brown were charged in the magistrate's court today with possession of illegal drugs in connection with a major drug bust in Big Pond. The charges come 2 days after Drug Enforcement Unit officers showed up at a home on Water Street with a search warrant in hand and discovered a stash of marijuana concealed in 14 large nylon sacks and a child's backpack. Officers seized 390 pounds of marijuana valued at $390,000. In court today, both Brown and Horton pleaded not guilty to the charges. Magistrate Janine Weech Gomez told the pair they have the right to apply for bail in the Supreme Court. They were remanded to the Bahamas Department of Correctional Services and will return to court on May 2nd. Also arraigned on drug-related charges today was 37-year-old Jamaican national Stacey Ann Harrow. She was charged with possession of illegal drugs and importation of illegal drugs. Harrow pleaded guilty to both charges. The mother of four cried as she pleaded her case to Magistrate Weech Gomez. She told the court that one of her children, a 4-year-old, was ill, and this was her only opportunity of paying off a loan she had received back in Jamaica to take care of her child. The woman claims she has been unemployed for 2 years. A police officer testified that Harrow was admitted to hospital Sunday after she fell ill. She claimed she had no drugs on her, but after doctors induced her, they retrieved 81 clear packages of suspected marijuana from her system. Harrow later admitted that she was traveling from Jamaica to the Bahamas with her daughter, and she swallowed the packets before boarding the flight. The marijuana weighed 3.14 pounds, and the woman was in possession of $103, believed to be the proceeds from the sale of drugs. Harrow was sentenced to 12 months in the Bahamas Department of Correctional Services for importation of illegal drugs and 14 months for the possession of illegal drugs. Magistrate Weech Gomez said the sentence was as lenient as it could be, as she says the mother of four was reckless and irresponsible, particularly for putting not only her kids' lives in danger, but her own. After serving her time in prison, the magistrate ordered that she be deported. For our news, I'm April Sands.
When our news comes back from the break, the Commissioner of Police slams the spread of fake news. We have the details when our news returns.